Did Taehyung secretly compete with Jin for attention? Fans question his intentions behind sweet gestures to bandmates' mothers. Could it be possible that the moment everyone praised as heartwarming was, in truth, a carefully staged spectacle designed to eclipse Jin's most meaningful night since his military discharge? Was Kim Taehyung, beloved globally as V of BTS, truly the embodiment of respect and humility, or has the public fallen under the spell of an impeccably timed publicity play that no one dared to question until now? The video capturing Taehyung smiling tenderly as he greeted the mothers of his bandmates has ignited an unexpected controversy, one that is testing the boundaries of fandom loyalty and revealing the raw nerves hidden beneath BTS' shimmering public image. As the bright lights of the concert arena bathed the faces of every seated family member, countless cameras rolled to immortalize a night dedicated to Jin, whose long-awaited solo concert marked not only his return from military service, but a reclaiming of his place in the ever-shifting K-pop hierarchy. Yet, in the midst of cheers and confetti, the lens often drifted toward Taehyung, standing graciously near the first row, bowing, offering warm embraces to the mothers who had come to support their sons, and quietly accepting the jacket Namjoon's mother encouraged him to wear when she noticed him shivering. It was an exchange that appeared so natural, so genuine, that millions immediately shared the clip, labeling it evidence of Taehyung's incomparable charm. But was there something more deliberate at play? Some fans have begun to wonder whether this display of tenderness was intended not merely as a personal gesture, but as a statement, a subtle, even subconscious reminder of Taehyung's unshakable popularity, an assertion that even on a night designed to honor Jin, he would remain the central figure in the conversation. The question has taken over social media like an unstoppable wave. Did Taehyung secretly compete with Jin for attention during one of the most significant milestones in his bandmate's life? For many, the thought itself feels like betrayal. How could the same man who quietly enlisted for military service, whose first solo album Layover captured a more introspective side of his artistry, whose songs like Love Me Again and Rainy Days pulsed with vulnerability, ever be accused of overshadowing a friend's triumph? Yet, observers cannot ignore how effortlessly Taehyung drew eyes and headlines. The moment he draped Namjoon's borrowed jacket around his slender frame, the internet convulsed in a collective sigh, so much so that even major media outlets shifted their coverage, placing more emphasis on Taehyung's gentlemanly moment than on Jin's performance itself. Does that shift in narrative reveal a deeper truth about celebrity culture, or is it simply the inevitable outcome of Taehyung's magnetic presence? Is it fair to hold him responsible for being adored to the point of distraction? Fans have dissected every frame, from the slight curve of his smile as he bowed to Jin's mother to the way he seemed to look over his shoulder, searching perhaps for confirmation that cameras were rolling. Was he merely being polite, or was there a quiet calculation in every movement? The emotional stakes could hardly be higher. For ARMY, the legions of BTS supporters who have dedicated years to defending their idols against rumors and cynicism, this controversy strikes at the heart of why they fell in love with the group in the first place. BTS' family dynamic has always been held up as a rare, uncorrupted example of brotherhood in an industry notorious for hidden rivalries and manufactured friendships. But the idea that Taehyung's gestures could be construed as competitive has forced many to confront an unsettling possibility. Even the purest relationships can be complicated by fame. Adding fuel to the speculation are those who point out that Taehyung has faced similar accusations before. During the Layover promotions, he was criticized for allegedly timing certain social media posts to coincide with other members' releases, a pattern some described as mere coincidence, while others whispered it was a tactic to siphon attention. Could this concert appearance represent yet another chapter in that unspoken competition? Or are these accusations nothing more than a symptom of the internet's endless appetite for drama? What no one can deny is how swiftly the narrative shifted. Within hours of the concert's conclusion, hashtags praising Jin's triumphant return were overtaken by clips of Taehyung, each replaying the same moments: the warm greeting, the borrowed jacket, the bashful smile. Comment threads morphed into battlegrounds. Some insisted that Taehyung was simply being the thoughtful, affectionate figure fans have always known. Others accused him of knowing exactly how to pull focus, and doing so with a surgeon's precision. If Taehyung's intention was to celebrate his friend, why do so many feel the memory of Jin's performance now comes with an asterisk? Did he underestimate the impact of his own presence, or did he count on it? The questions refuse to die down, gathering momentum with every new article and video essay. Meanwhile, Taehyung himself has remained characteristically silent, a silence that only deepens the speculation. Would he ever publicly acknowledge the controversy, or will he allow the moment to be defined by interpretation rather than fact? Perhaps it is this ambiguity that fuels the story more than any singular action. In a culture where sincerity is currency, and where every micro-expression can be replayed thousands of times in search of hidden motives, Taehyung has found himself in the crosshairs of a debate much larger than any one concert. This is no longer simply about a warm greeting or a borrowed jacket. It is about the precarious line between affection and ambition, between genuine support and quiet self-promotion. Consider for a moment how this moment would have played out had Taehyung not been present, or had he chosen to remain in the background. Would the night have belonged fully to Jin, untainted by the suggestion of competition? Or would the absence of one of BTS' most visible members have sparked an entirely different controversy about loyalty and solidarity? The fact that such questions can even be asked points to the impossibility of navigating fame without stepping into the quicksand of public perception. It is also worth asking whether the same assumptions would be made if any other member had been the focus of the viral clip. If Jimin had embraced the mothers, or if Jungkook had accepted a jacket from Namjoon's family, would the moment have been received differently? Is Taehyung's perceived aura of effortless charisma, his status as a scene stealer, both his greatest asset and his most persistent liability? The ripple effects have not been confined to fan spaces alone. Industry insiders have begun to weigh in, some suggesting that big hit music should have anticipated the distraction and planned seating arrangements more strategically. Others argue that it is precisely this unpredictability that makes BTS' story so compelling. Unlike many idol groups, their members are not interchangeable. Each commands their own gravitational field, and sometimes those fields inevitably collide. Amid the storm of speculation, one truth remains: Taehyung's ability to captivate is undeniable. Whether that power is a gift or a burden may depend on who is telling the story. For some, the sight of him greeting the mothers represents everything they love about him: his warmth, his openness, his sincerity. For others, it is proof that even the most beloved idols can wield their influence in ways that feel self-serving, even if unintentionally. In the end, the question persists like a stubborn echo. Did Taehyung secretly compete with Jin for attention? Or did the world simply project its own hunger for controversy onto a moment that was, at its core, human? Is it possible that in our rush to dissect every gesture, we have overlooked the obvious, that kindness and ambition are not mutually exclusive, and that in the unforgiving spotlight of K-pop, no gesture is ever truly free from interpretation? What happens next may be just as revealing as the moment itself. Will Taehyung address the whispers? Will Jin feel compelled to clarify the atmosphere backstage? Or will this controversy gradually dissolve, replaced by the next viral clip, the next speculation, the next debate? For now, fans are left to decide for themselves whether the man they have adored for years is simply too magnetic for his own good, or whether this was, in fact, a deliberate move to remind the world that even when he stands in the shadow of another member's triumph, he remains, without question, the story everyone wants to tell. But perhaps the most haunting question of all is also the simplest. If Taehyung didn't mean to steal the spotlight, why can no one seem to look away?